So Jason Gaidola has been following all of the developments and begins our coverage of the war on Ukraine.
The circulated video captures an explosion from an apparent missile strike in the town of Irpin, just outside of Kyiv, resulting in reported deaths and citizens rushing to the aid of those on the ground.
We have not seen in Europe, I'm talking about Europe now, a crisis escalating so fast since the Second World War.
During a citizen's escape from the city this weekend, Russian artillery and airstrikes left destruction to homes, roads, and even a town bridge. Much like other parts of the country, where Ukrainian officials say humanitarian corridors are at a halt again because of ongoing shelling from Russian forces, breaking a negotiated ceasefire. This left trapped civilians desperately short of food, water, and other supplies. Ukraine say much of the country's interior is under their control, including Kyiv, adding a mile-long Russian column is stalled from threatening the capital. But Russian troops have encircled much of the eastern regions. According to the UN, since the invasion began, 364 people, including more than 20 children, are dead, and hundreds more are injured.
It's your humanitarian duty to protect us, to protect civilians. And you can do it. If you don't do it, if you don't at least give us airplanes so we can defend ourselves, the only thing we can think is that you also want us to be killed slowly.
Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky continues to call for NATO support, following the Western alliance's reluctance to impose a no-fly zone in Ukrainian airspace.
Basically, a no-fly zone, if people understood what it means World War III. It means starting World War III. So I think there are a lot of things we can do to help Ukraine protect itself.
Russian President Vladimir Putin says such a move would signal the West to be involved in the military action. Meantime, Allied forces say shipments of defense equipment are on the way. And today, U.S. and European troops were deployed at an airbase in Romania to ramp up defense preparations.
From the security perspective, NATO has accelerated measures to ensure the readiness of the Allied forces and is working on the long-term consolidation of NATO's deterrence and defense posture on the eastern flank.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has landed in Europe to meet with ally leaders, beginning with a meeting tomorrow in London to discuss the intensifying situation in Ukraine. Later in the week, he heads to Latvia and Poland, and he's also due to meet the Secretary General of NATO as well. Also tomorrow, Ukrainian and Russian officials will hold talks for a third time, likely discussions about another ceasefire agreement.